Kirsten, you're addicted to baked cheese crunchies too? Welcome to the Baked Cheese Crunchies fan club, y'all. Does anybody remember what size trimmer I had on last time? Because I don't remember what size trimmer I had on last time. Aaron, should I just shave my sides completely?
Why don't you shave everything, June?
Shave everything. Aaron says literally shave everything.
Can we get a poll in chat as to whether June should shave her entire head?
Should I shave my entire head? Now go, welcome to seeing my hair being destroyed tonight. Are we talking about getting vaccines? I feel like people are talking about getting vaccines. Listen guys, I've shaved my head before. It was not a good look, okay? It was just really not a good look. And my philosophy is try everything once, maybe twice, but like, just wasn't it, guys. It was not it. Why don't you cut some of the longer hair instead? I kind of like the longer hair because if it's long, I can still bunch it up into a bun at the very top of my hair. Ooh, congrats, Yoshi. I'm about to get my second shot tomorrow, guys. Do you think I should walk to the Bronx again?
Is it the same time of day?
It is not the same time of day.
Okay. Is it during the day?
It is during the day, correct. It is early afternoon. You didn't miss anything yet.
Fred's been a patient boy. I forgot I was a half hour late to feeding him today, but he was just patiently waiting.
Did you realize it before I passive aggressively said, Fred, you've been such a patient boy?
I didn't actually hear you say that. Still, I had headphones on. So, I guess he almost starved to death today.
He almost starved to death today. Sorry, I don't have my laptop out, so your chats are going by very fast. Wow, Cece, congrats on surviving the thunderstorm. Yikes. Hi, Jeff.
Jeffrey! Would you like his plate by the camera?
No, it's fine. He can stay there. Let him eat.
Okay.
I can't see it there. See, you're too close now. Just let him eat it at the original spot, Aaron. Alright, I'm tying my hair up so that we could see better where all of the loose ends are. And I'm trying to do a thorough job. Oh my god. Holy schmoles, Gigi. Your life is a freaking movie, girl. I'm so glad you found her. That is a tumultuous week for you. I hope you can sleep better. Yeah, we were all pretty worried. But I'm glad we have a happy ending today. Alright guys. You know, if I'm making the wrong cut, you're responsible for just screaming through your computer screens until I hear it. And if I end up looking completely a disaster, it's your fault. Yeah, Fred agrees. I think that's fair, right? Okay, so our mission today is to re-up these little sides and get rid of this tuft that we didn't get rid of last time because I was feeling lazy and I was like, let's just leave it. But it looks really uggo, guys. Let's be honest. Real uggo. So, hey Aaron.
Yes.
Do you think you can grab that handheld mirror for me in the bathroom that's like really gross now with dust and grime and potential fecal matter?
Fecal matter?
Yeah. It's been in the bathroom, you know? Shit gets around, literally.
I don't know how you poop, June, but I normally don't spray the surroundings when
you know, I can't promise.
Wash.
Thank you so much. Look at Aaron being a gentleman. Guys, this looks like a disaster on this side. Why didn't you tell me last time it was a bad idea to leave it? And now we have to waste another plastic bag. Aaron would not let me buzz his hair. He would die before he would let me do that.
No, I don't do buzzed.
So do you think I should have a 1/16 inch, thank you. Do you think I should have a 1/16 inch guard on, or should I just go straight for I feel like this might take off chunks of my skin, actually. I'm gonna put the guard on.
I didn't do this on stream, obviously, but check it out, everybody.
Brothy broth.
It was Broth City today.
Is hair compostable? I would say no, because everything that farms take for compost should degrade and decompose at the same rate, and hair, even though it is biomatter, takes a shit ton of time to actually break down. So I would not recommend putting hair in your compost, guys. Hair is a pest deterrent. Oh, interesting. Wait, put it out for the birds to eat or for the birds to hate? What, you guys are wild. All right, this gives me some reflectiveness. There you go. There you go. Now I can see all of my bad decisions. Full view. Amazing. Wow. Hand-eye coordination is about to get off.
He scarfed down that first course.
Well, you starved him.
Half an hour starve.
Guys, what's the difference between the blade being up and the blade being retracted? What is this?
Take off the clip and you'll see. Now do it.
But like, what is it?
It's just, that makes it shorter or longer just a little bit without a clip.
Oh. Without a clip. So it's like a built-in guard.
Right.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Wow, look at you guys. You guys know so much and I'm learning things. Is it Monday? Happy Monday. Yes, Jeff, duh. Of course I'm What do you think we're all here for with a buzzer in my hand and a 2-mirror setup sitting on the floor?
Jeff's a little slow sometimes. Be patient.
Stacy, I've worn this shirt so many times. It is a album cover called Onion, and the artist is Chase Underwood Seglier. Ta-da!
And it's June's favorite artist.
I really like this album. I really like this album. Wait, there we go.
Have fun.
Thank you. Why was this so much easier last time, guys? I feel like I went through last time and it was like zip, zip, zip. And now I don't feel great. Maybe because last time we had so much hair, and today is just like not a lot of hair, and so it doesn't feel like I'm doing the right thing. I'm not sitting on my yoga mat. I'm sorry, Mom. All right, this tuft has got to go. Fold my ear down. Oh yeah, I definitely trimmed off something I wasn't supposed to. Whoops. That's too bad. I also think I have hair stuck in my ear hole now.
It's never coming out.
Oh, it feels awful. Okay, all right. guys, not too bad. Look at me go. I'm so proud of myself. I'm sure you've noticed I'm a little bit more unhinged today. It's just, it comes with the territory of being alive, you know? Some days you're more unhinged. Let it be. Let yourself be. Ow. That was my ear. Do we keep the baby hairs up front or do we shave the baby hairs? Can't decide. Baby hair keep or baby hair shave? It looks a little bit awkward, guys. Just a wee bit awkward. There's no more food for you up there, buddy. No more. Fred, what you doing? Fred, get off. Hey. There you go. I left treats for you in the cups. Good boy. Hey, do you know that if you tip this upside down, you can get all of it? Oh my God. I thought he was smart. And then this week he was like, I'm done. He stopped playing with all the toys except the paper ones. I don't know why, but the first day I gave him the plastic toys, he was doing great with them. And then he just stopped using them. It's like he doesn't know how to bat around a plastic thing, but he knows how to bat around a paper thing. Alright, I think it looks okay. I definitely went a little bit beyond my borders, but it'll be fine. I want to touch up a little bit. You really, I've learned through years of cutting my own hair and buzzing my own hair that you really can't be too perfectionistic, because it's always that like last to cut that ruins you. You're just like, a little bit more perfect. And then you fuck it up. Okay, cool. It feels really good, guys. I love the feeling of like a barely shaved head. It just feels so unfeathered. Okay, other side. Crazy Barbie, here we go, ×2. Have you tried the duck duck go trick for when you're frozen? Cece, I don't know if you're the one who DM'd me on Instagram. You probably are. I tried it, but by the time I tried it, I was no longer frozen. So when I logged in, it was just like a normal login screen for me. I didn't get any notifications. I would love to know what the hell is going on to my Instagram, but to this day, I still don't know if somebody reported me or if I actually committed some sin on Instagram that got me banned, but I just don't know. I just don't know. Is the hair growing from the buzz cut the same texture as your other hair? I mean, I guess. I'm back on Instagram, yes. I've been back. I was placed on a second 24-hour ban of sorts. And it was a really weird ban because I could still post stories, but I couldn't see my stories, I couldn't see my feed, I couldn't see other people's stories or other people's feeds, and I couldn't tag people properly in my stories. Like, I could only tag them if I recently tagged them, and when I put the @ sign, they popped up on the bottom. If they didn't pop up on the bottom, I couldn't actually type in anyone's name. So it was just really strange. It's kind of like a half-assed ban, and I don't really understand because I feel like if I violated shit, they should have just shut me down completely rather than giving me this like grayscale of, I just don't know, guys. It just feels weird. I would understand it if they banned me, but like they didn't totally ban me. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Can I just say, I don't remember when we last cut my hair. Has it been a week yet? And I'm so sorry if I'm shouting too, because the buzzer is really loud and the airplane is really loud, and sometimes I don't hear myself and I shout like my half-deaf grandma. Love you, grandma. But yeah, it's grown to almost like 3/4 of a centimeter since we last cut it, so I don't know. It grows pretty quick, guys. Oh my god, what a fashion statement, you guys. This tuft of hair. Jesus Christ. Renee, one, I don't know how you got here, but you must have clicked on something, and if you are scared, I recommend you click out of it. You can always take some steps back and retrace to go back to where you began. Rose, I'm not going to keep it, okay? It's just like, it's so fucking weird, guys. Am I not weird enough for you? You want me to be like that weirdo with a tuft of hair? I don't know if I'm that alternative yet, guys. That's just a little too alternative for me, man. I don't know how cool you guys think I am, but I'm not that cool yet, okay? Not yet. One day we'll get there. I also don't want to dye my hair, so it's like, I actually wouldn't mind a mohawk, Amy. It's just a lot of upkeep, because I don't want to pay for haircuts, and so it's going to mean that I have to constantly trim it all the way around, which might not be that hard, actually. I don't know, guys. Alright, slow and steady, guys. I feel like even though the left side is my dominant side, I'm gonna fuck this side up more. Probably the most interesting concept I learned in high school that still stayed with me was the concept of hubris. No other concept really lasted high school. Like, I forgot all of my calculus knowledge. Ooh. Okay, not gonna lie. This tuft is starting to look more and more sexy to me. This is hilarious, guys. Whoa. Fred, are you okay?
He's just meowing on your mat.
He's meowing on my mat? What is he up to, kinky cat? It's so weird. I think it would have been a statement if I left both tufts. But now I just look like I fucked up my haircut, you know what I mean? Like, what do you think? I can't decide. I feel like last time I was like, cut it June, and then I didn't cut it, and then this time I'm like, cut it June, and then I'm not cutting it, and then I'm gonna end up regretting it again. I'm not dyeing it. I'm not dyeing it, guys. Okay, we're shaving it. Sorry. This is probably the most Libra you'll ever see me be. Why is this tuft so hard to cut? I feel like I'm cutting into my edges. Oh my god, my ear is so red. Yeah, it doesn't want to die. And I want it to die so bad. Die, hair, die. Jesus Christ. Dude, hand-eye coordination, why is this so hard? It's like, what is reality? There's always one side that is so much easier to do than the other, guys. Is it because you're watching me cut it? Is it because I'm slanting on my angle? Am I not going vertically straight up? This is so frustrating. keep missing the spot. Ugh. Oh man. Alright, we're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. We're close. Did I get it? Did I get it, guys? I think I got it. I think I got it. It's not very clean, but I got it. Well, that side's not very clean either, huh? Oh well. What do we think? Are we satisfied? Is this perfect enough? AKA not perfect, but perfect enough? Oh, there's a tiny tuft. Fuck. This tiny tuft is gonna be the death of me, I swear. Good enough. You guys are telling me good enough. Alright. Cool. Now I'm just covered in itchy hair. Looking fantastic. I have cut Aaron's hair. Yes. Aaron,
Yeah.
have you paid for a haircut since I met you? No, you have. You went to Rochester one year and got a haircut, right?
That was a long time ago.
I've given Aaron haircuts for maybe the past 5 years, I would say. Ever since we got these clippers, and we got these clippers while we were still at our last apartment where we were sharing with a roommate who had 3 cats, and the apartment was a 1-bedroom for all 3 of us plus our 3 cats. We lived in the kitchen area, basically. That was like it was basically like this, but with a little bit more space. And it was a horrible living situation. But yeah, that was over 4 years ago, so I would venture to guess I've cut his hair for the last 5 years. Would you be interested in meeting us through a Zoom meeting? I don't know, we've brought up the Zoom meeting idea before, guys. It just seems like a lot to handle, to be honest, so my answer is gonna be no for now. Just seems like too many things and very overwhelming, and also, how do you guys feel about parasocial relationships? I feel like in this, oh, there goes another chunk of hair. Where did that come from? Alright, well, we have to deal with it wherever it came from. You know, like, it's been a thing this past year that, like, we've all been inside our screens and people really find them attached to online personalities, and then we develop these parasocial relationships where we think we know each other, but do we actually? I am pretty transparent with you guys, though, so you probably know more about me than you want to know, or that I want you to know, but here it is. It's really easy to be transparent when there's literally nobody else on the other side of the screen. Oh my god, I keep finding hair that I didn't mean to cut. No! Oh, Jesus Christ. Where is this hair? Oh my god. Alright, well, let us comb through this hair and we'll find that I have no hair on the back. Yeah, I mean, the farts are a very superficial thing, guys. The more intense things are like, why is June so transparent? What trauma is she trying to mend through being so transparent? That's when you get to like analyze why I am the weirdo that I am. Yes, you can dye my hair blue if you want, but the problem with blue dye on yellow bleach hair is it turns into a vomit green very, very quickly. Yeah, it's gonna be a no for me on the Zoom meeting, guys. It's a little overwhelming, to be honest, and I feel much safer in this space. Is that hair loss on the razor? I would be in deep trouble if hair loss came this fierce for me. Do you guys hear the rain? The rain is amazing right now. It sounds so nice. It's like just the right amount of rain where it patters against your window, but it's not smattering against your window. Sorry, I miss all of your comments because they go by so fast, so feel free to @ me again if I didn't answer any questions sufficiently. I don't mind having invisible eyeballs on me, but I think having a lot of physical eyeballs on me, especially when I don't know where to look on my computer screen, because you can't look at any one person and you can't look at the audience because Zoom splits all the faces up into different slides. It's just intense. I think a Zoom meeting with like 10 people would even be uncomfortable for me, especially if it's 10 strangers that I've never met before. So I also hate Zoom, guys. I also hate Zoom. I hate looking at myself on it. Would you join Clubhouse? I have no idea what Clubhouse is. JG, what's your funny work story? Double pony! Yeah, the double pony was really fun. We could try it now. Let's see what other hair we'll find I magically cut off accidentally. Guys, we finished this haircut in 30 minutes. That's really nice. How long do you cook chicken broth? If you don't have any meat on there, you can let the bones go as long as you want. The longer, the more flavorful. After about 2 or 4 hours, I kind of just crack all the bones open and then I put them back in the pot so that you're kind of releasing a little bit of the innards of the bone and the marrow can kind of leak out. Hi! Hi, Fred! Would you like to come here? He doesn't come until there's treats. Oh, where did you get the soursop thing? I got it from Food Bazaar. I've never heard of Clubhouse. Probably not. I'm really done with social media, guys. I don't want a new platform. I'm too old for it. I feel like a boomer. Every new day I find out something that I don't know about the internet, and I just feel my age. Just feel it. Alright guys, here's the double pony look. Some people dig it, some people hate it. You can feel about it however you want to feel, but today what I've been doing is I have this upper pony, and what I really like to do is take the bottom pony, twist it, and I don't know, because I accidentally trimmed off my hair and I don't know where that hair came from. Maybe now you can see a gaping patch in the back, I don't know. And then I just like wrap it around the top pony. And then I put a scrunchie on there. And then it just looks like I have a little wisp of hair. Isn't that crazy? My favorite part is the cleanup. It's not too bad. I probably took off a tuft here and there. Yeah, I see where it became very uneven, but it'll be fine. It will have to be fine. I can sit in my own filth for a very long time. It'll just be very itchy. 400 people, my god. Everybody wants to see people fuck up their hair on camera, huh? I don't know if Mulan ever had this haircut. I'm just gonna take a little brushy. I'm gonna brush my little tiny hairs off. It's a Britney moment. Yeah. I've been having Britney moments all my life ever since the age of 13. I feel like, does anybody else remember when they first, oh my god, I just broke this comb, this little teeth. Womp womp, R.I.P. Does anybody else recall the moment when they felt the first onset of depression or just like the realization that life sucks? Because I think it was 13 for me. I think I was in the 8th grade, and the only event that I could tie it to was losing my watch. I had a really cute watch, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It was a brown leather band. It had a gold face rim, and on the plate, which was like a creamy white, there was Eeyore in the middle of the plate, and Eeyore's head is slightly lifted towards this sky of sorts, not all the way sky, but like more tree branch sky. And the second hand was actually a transparent plate that moved, and on the transparent plate were these butterflies. And I used to remember just like adoring that watch and watching the butterflies turn on the second hand. And then 8th grade, I lost it. And I just feel like that was the first year that I experienced depression, and I don't know if it was because I lost that watch or it just happened to coincide with that watch, but I just remember feeling so distraught, and maybe I've never lost something that I felt so strongly towards, and I think I just like started identifying with Eeyore a lot more. Eeyore, spelled E-E-Y-O-R-E, is a animated character. He's from Winnie the Pooh. He's a donkey, and he has a little tail that you can pin on. And he's always sad and mopey. He sounds like a sad, depressed man. Yeah, the little animal from Winnie the Pooh. So I love Eeyore, I love that watch, and I just remember 8th grade sucked. 8th grade just sucked. And that's that. I don't know if I ever grew out of my adolescence. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I feel like some days I really truly never grew out of my adolescence. Like, I've obviously gotten older, but I just feel like my mentality What age do I feel? I don't know. I feel simultaneously like I'm 12 or 13 and like I'm like 62. So maybe if you average those out, 13 and 62 makes 75 divided by 2. About my age. Can you calculate age like that? Is that how age works? Is our age actually just an average of the two ages that we simultaneously feel? Do you miss your teenage years? I don't think so. Do I miss my 20s? I wouldn't relive them, if that's what you're asking. I would not relive my life. Those were not good. There were some really bad times in those years that I would not relive. And just knowing that if I had to relive them, I would still land here. I'm just like, get it over with. Get this shit over with. What? Nowco 2014, where was I? That was 3 years after I graduated college, so I was already in New York. I was probably making minimum wage just starting out in restaurants. So I would not like to relive that. 2014 is the year when I was burning at both ends, tutoring at night, making a second income, and then working minimum wage during the daytime. And I was just so fucking burnt out. And at that time, I didn't realize that that was burnout. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep on the train at night. That's just how life is. And this is the way that I'm gonna save up some money and make rent. But looking back, woof, June. $1989, I wasn't really alive for much longer than 3 months in 1989, but I don't know if that was a good year for me, honestly. I don't think it was a great year for my parents, so I would like to not relive that. Looking back, don't you feel strong that you did it? I guess. That's how you build character, right? As they say, but it would have been nice to not have to burn myself out like that just to make rent. See, if I were doing this on my own in private, I would not have clothes on and the cleanup would be way easier, but now I have to deal with this shit. Alright guys, we did it. I'm gonna grab my yoga mat and my computer and I'll be right back. You wanna come out and paint? Hello. Okay. Well, guys, the exciting portion of the night is gone, and if you just tuned in, because there's still somehow 380 of you, you missed it. I'm sorry. You snooze, you lose. Welcome to the boring portion of the live, where I just stare into my phone camera and try to read all of your comments and try to engage you in conversation while discovering more about myself, which is the real hidden agenda of these lives. Good morning, good evening. Do you plan to make any changes after your second dose? I've been thinking about this. I think I would like to try to go out more, but I don't even know if that's something that feeling like I have the second dose of vaccine in me will really cure me right now. Like, even though I have the opportunity to go outside after work most days, I'm just so tired and so blah that I haven't gone outside. I make it outdoors maybe 1 day a week just to walk, and then maybe another 2 days to get groceries for work. And I don't know why I feel bad that I'm not getting myself out there more, and I feel like I've become very not normal in my habits, and I've become like a recluse of sorts, and I have. And I don't really know why that is. Maybe it's just because I feel so shitty about myself that I don't really want to feel exposed outside. We can do all sorts of psychoanalysis on this, honestly. I still intend fully on wearing my masks. I want to avoid indoor situations as much as possible, and if I am indoors, I intend on keeping my mask on. I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like people are really impatient, and people have this kind of blind trust in systems that always seem very paternalistic in its orders of like, yeah, we got this down, we know exactly what we're doing, and you're totally safe to take your mask off after the second dose, everybody's safe, let's go back to normal. And I'm just like, fuck, I don't trust you. Like, why should I trust you? I don't trust you. I don't trust people. I don't trust people who say they've gotten their second doses either. Like, I know there are gonna be some fuckers out there who just claim that they've been vaccinated and they fucking haven't. Like, I just know that's gonna be the case. So, are you a Star Wars fan? Nope. Definitely not. Did I take my vitamins? Yes. Erin gave it to me on a little dish. I think it's more that they're trying to bribe people into getting vaccinated. Yeah, but you know, like, people who don't care about vaccinations or masks will just be liars about it all. They'll just do whatever they can to get the fuck out of not getting vaccinated because they don't feel like it. We've already seen a whole year of people being fucking selfish. We know that they exist, and we know that they get off the hook from just doing their own thing. So, like, I don't fucking trust no one. Trust no one, guys. No one. Yeah, exactly. You're not fully vaccinated until 2 weeks after the second dose. And even then, we still have all these variants, guys. Aaron was making fun of me today because I said something about taking precautions even after being vaccinated. And he was like, June wants us to be scared forever about COVID. And I'm like, listen, it's not about being scared of COVID. It's about being reasonable about it. Like, I don't want people to live in fear, because whatever will be, will be. People will still get sick. People will still die. And even if it's not COVID, it'll be some other shit. But if it doesn't hurt you to take precautions, why don't you take precautions? You know? But I get it. Some people are itching to travel. Some people are itching to go back to their lives, whatever their lives were. I just feel like maybe I don't feel much anymore. Maybe I just don't even know what my life is anymore at this point. I don't even want to go outside anymore. Like, I don't even know how I want to live anymore after this is over. Yeah, I totally was I was shocked when the CDC lifted the mask restrictions. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, too soon. Too motherfucking soon. Do it a full 2 months after everyone's been vaccinated. Why are you doing it now when some people are still struggling to, like, get appointments for vaccinations? It just doesn't make sense. It's so nearsighted, and it's so fucking impatient for no reason at all. There are countries that are still suffering through it. It's not just our country, guys. Especially if you're gonna let people travel all over the world. The floating feeling this last year has been very surreal, says Amy. Yeah, I don't even know if it's floating anymore, or if it's drowning, or if it's just like coma. It truly feels like coma now. I once had a dream. I think it was during winter break in college. I think it was the year where I was really stressed. It was sophomore year, where I was taking all the wrong classes that I had no interest in. I was making myself really miserable. I lived in a dorm that was far from campus, and we had mice infestations. And I went back home that winter vacation, and I had this really, really jarring dream that I still can't forget to this day. And I was on a train, and I was completely naked, and I was moving through the cars of this train like I didn't have any control over the movement. You know that kind of rolling forward feeling if you hopped on a shopping cart and just due to inertia, the shopping cart would just keep rolling? My feet were off the ground, and I was kind of floating with this inertia through the entire length of the train, car after car. And there was like no one to be seen on this train at all. Each car was empty, except after a few cars, I realized that in every car, there would be, in a random seat, a hand holding a knife, a small one, that would come out from the seat and go into the corridor where I was passing through, not of my own volition. And because I was naked, and because I had no control over my motion, I would get sliced through every single car in that train. And I just go car after car, slice after slice, and I'm just moving through this train. And that's kind of what I feel like this year has been. And if you're saying to me, hey, it's time to get off this train, I don't even know how to walk anymore. Cece, I wish you good luck and vibes. I hope your old asshole boss is not that big of an asshole anymore, but probably he still is. Manage your expectations and keep them low for maximum happiness. It feels weird. It just feels weird, you know, guys? I think after a year of having so little control over things, I don't even know if I know what it means to take control anymore. I too have anxiety about things going back to normal because I don't think I'm normal anymore. So if the world is going back to normal and I'm not normal, then I'll just be the odd man out, right? It won't be a strange feeling to me, really, but I know I'm not alone. I know a lot of people have kind of just been thrown around in a washing machine. Now we're in the rinse and spin cycle, and we are so fucking disoriented. And once we come out of that machine, we have to unfurl ourselves and we have to unwrinkle ourselves and we have to like get dried without getting burnt. I don't know, man. It is just a new baseline. Yeah, Naoko, you're right.
You can respond in Spanish, so I'm going back to my original.
I've gone fully feral, Amy. I mean, if you can't walk, then crawl. Yeah, I've heard that line before. I don't want to fucking crawl though. I just want to stay here. I want to sit on my floor. I want to eat cheese crunchies, and I just want to not do shit. I don't want to crawl. That sounds tiring. It sounds degrading. I'm past the age for crawling. If I'm crawling, that means there is something extremely wrong with me. I too have to consciously work hard to be kind. Yeah, I've always been capable of being a full-on bitch, but I feel like this year with the stress never ending and with working at home, I've just been like on a hair trigger. My mood swings have been terrible. I've gotten so used to being stressed all the time and lashing out because of that stress that I feel like I've really forgotten how to be kind. And because I've had very limited chances to interact with other people, it does kind of feel, Amy, you're right, it does kind of feel like I've turned feral again. Yeah, it is hard. It is very hard to be kind to yourself. We're all feral at this point, Tony says. I think I'm trying to deal with the feelings of resentment. I feel a lot of resentment, and I'm not exactly sure towards who. And I think it's been really easy for me to nitpick things that like I see Aaron doing and I don't agree with, and I think he's in the wrong, and then I'll pick fights with him. But like, I think there's a deeper sense of resentment, and I'm really trying to understand where it's coming from and how I can start to let go of it and how I can start to heal myself in a way. But Willie wants to bite someone. I really fucking miss going to kickbox. Kickbox classes really gave me an outlet to like just punch some shit, you know? And it's been a whole year of not being able to punch shit. I screamed once early on in the pandemic. Maybe it's almost been like a year since I screamed, but I screamed once. Almost gave Aaron a heart attack. Scared him half to death. But I just had to let it out. It was like a pressure cooker building, and I just like exploded. I couldn't give him any warning because I was just like, it needs to come out now. And if I give you warning now, it's gonna disappear. And right now I don't even feel the anger or have the energy enough to scream anymore. But I know I haven't gotten better inside. It's been pushed so far down. I don't know how to let it out again. I like therapy. I was seeing a therapist that I liked. I have to find a new one. My plan changed. Maybe it is resentment against the shoulds. Yeah. Would you be willing to walk to a place outside and do a live there? I don't think I would have enough data without Wi-Fi to do a live outside. And also New York City is really noisy, guys. It's really noisy. Yeah, I think you're right, Eliza. Stephanie, I just don't even know how to let my inner bitch out. Like, my inner bitch is out. It's always out. I bitch at Aaron about all the things that I think he's doing wrong. But, like, I can't actually let the bitch out to the extent where she can just, like, disappear and dissipate, you know? She's always here. JG, you trying to get me killed at Central Park at night? Yeah, at least I am aware of the bitch. Oh, she is here. She is here.
We'll bring this game back.
Yeah, how do you take charge of something? I've just lost all motivation to do things. I just don't even know why I do things anymore. You know, I think even before the pandemic, I was a person who basically had no life goals or any specific achievements I wanted to complete. I was already like pretty nihilistic. But after living through this year and feeling like, wow, society is real bullshit, like real bullshit, I've lost even more motivation to do anything. Yeah, I saw that article about languishing. I think it's right. Allison, what did you cook? Lauren, I guess I don't have another outlet besides Aaron, which is why it's so toxic right now, you know. It's very unhealthy for me to lash out at one person. And least of all for him to expect to take it. So of course it's caused a lot of relationship issues and just interpersonal friction. And sometimes damages last a long time. I've been trying to find outlets, but I just don't know. I'm sure I can find it if I tried harder. Yeah, this kind of is my safe space. I mean, I think we've said before, like, this feels a little bit like group therapy, and I feel like it is. And whether or not that's twisted, I don't know, but maybe it could be a good kind of twisted, you know? Yesterday, I was talking with Aaron about how I value transparency, and his point of view was that maybe sometimes I value transparency too much, because me valuing being transparent to other people means that I'm always supposing and positioning my own thoughts as the superior thought in a way, and I don't disagree with that. I do wonder where we should draw the line of being transparent, if too much transparency could end up hurting other people and therefore becomes a very, very selfish thing. And I do feel like me being this transparent does come out of a selfish desire to ensure to the best of my abilities that there are no surprises for me in my interpersonal relationships. Probably because I've had a lot of communication issues growing up, being between cultures, being not fluent in the language of the place I just immigrated to. I don't have a journal. Instagram is kind of like my journal. It's really masturbatory sometimes. I mean, these lives are masturbatory, let's be honest. But it feels especially masturbatory for me to like write down my feelings, and so I don't do it as much anymore because I feel like I've been with myself for so long and I've been with these thoughts for so long that every time I write it, I write the same shit. It's always the same shit. It might be different words, but it's always the same shit. And so I get tired of seeing that. I don't know if journaling slows down my thoughts. Maybe it does. Maybe it makes me focus on details more. Yeah. And Julie, I do feel like it is a control issue. For sure. I do feel like it probably comes out of the same fabric of my disordered eating. I'm sure it's all related somehow. And that's an interesting thing, Cece, leaving random notes everywhere. Would they be very personal in content? Del, how long have you been with your boyfriend? I'm not taking meds. I'm just taking vitamins. What I want to see, who I want to be, I don't know if I want to see, be, or want anything. Valid point, Eliza. I feel that. Jessel, when you finish a journal, do you go back and read it? And do you enjoy reading it? Or does it give you anxiety to have it there? I feel like I finished one journal when I was in China, and now I don't even want to open it anymore. 10 years ago, I feel like it would just be too much. It would be reading a stranger's journal, and it would be feeling sad. Sad because I would long for that person that's no longer here, and sad because I feel lesser than who I used to be. Gigi, you are just pouring money out into the world. I've not heard of GABA supplements. Pandemic life is monotonous, but I wonder if our mental lives have gotten much more complicated and intricate and gross because of how complicated it's been in our brains. I feel like there have been so many feelings that we haven't been able to work out because we've been stuck in one place, and our bodies kind of just like seize and our brains kind of just freeze, and it's just this paralysis of overwhelming emotion and conflicting feelings that we haven't processed at all yet. Keith, the title was just a silly title. It was in reference to my last haircut that I did on a live, where I decided to leave strips of hair that then looked very gross. So tonight we trimmed the strips off. Journal and then burn. I like typing on my computer because I can get my thoughts out faster that way. Writing by hand gives me anxiety sometimes because I feel like I can't capture the speed of my thoughts, and I feel like I'm losing bits. Maybe that's a control issue too. Yeah, there is a reason why solitary confinement is used as a punishment, guys. We've been in solitary confinement this whole year. Wow. Sanika, I do feel like that's right. I do feel like these feelings have always been here, and our insecurities and fears and apprehensions and anxieties have always been here, but we've just had time to let it simmer and cook this year. And now it's like overcooked broccoli. It smells like farts. And it's bad. Nobody wants to eat it anymore. But we don't know what to do with it. And this is all we have to eat. So now we have to eat farty, smelly, overcooked broccoli. And it feels gross. It feels like we failed.
Yeah.
And it feels like we have no other choice but to deal with our failures. And how do we rise up from this stinking pot of overcooked broccoli that looks like vom? Honestly, I like overcooked broccoli with hummus. I love it with hummus and chickpeas. Cece, have you had a breakdown yet? I feel like I've had 5. And I've gotten to that, you know how sometimes when you cry so much, you can't cry anymore and your body just like turns silent and dies a little bit physically? I feel like that's where I am emotionally right now. It's just, I'm so tired of feeling this way that my body has given up. Food as medicine. I already have a pretty tortured relationship with food, but maybe that might help me. Keith, I feel like more and more in the last 10 years, anxiety has been more and more a thing that people claim they have. And at first I was like, oh, of course, everybody says they have anxiety now. And it's true, like, everybody does have anxiety now. It's no surprise. With the rise of technology, we now have access to more depressing shit at the touch of a few swipes of our black mirrors, so. And also, just all the things that the pandemic has unveiled to us. Low-ass wages, society who doesn't treasure its workers, continued environmental destruction, politicians who don't do shit, and politicians who do shit who don't get elected. Big money affecting politics and all of our healthcare and all of our media. And just moneyed getting more moneyed and the poor getting more starved. How does anyone not get anxious? It feels like a negative cycle that we can't get out of, right? It feels like that train that I was on with a freaking hand with a knife slicing me through in every single car, and I have no control over my own body. I don't know if I cry because I'm angry at myself, or because I'm sad at myself, or because I'm confused between the two messages. Is confused crying even a thing? Yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Of course. I've definitely cried because I didn't know how I was feeling, and I've definitely cried because there was just too many feelings. It is very therapeutic for me, though, to sometimes hone in on the feeling of, like, the hot tears being churned out from behind my eyeballs, and like to feel the slow slide of tears down my cheek. It's a very sensory based meditation for me. I also really like looking at sources of light, like a street lamp with teary eyes. If you've never tried it before, don't look at the sun because that'll make you blind, but look at a weaker source of light when you're crying. Obviously, if you're in a safe spot. If you're not in a safe spot, don't do this. But it's beautiful because the water in your eyeballs make this prism. So you get to see this kaleidoscope of rainbows when you're crying. The scariest thing is not being able to pinpoint what's wrong. Yeah. Shia Molly. Yep. Thoughts on white sugar versus unprocessed. Apparently, white granulated sugar goes through a process that uses bone char, so it's not actually vegan, and obviously it's processed sugar, so it's probably not good for you. I really like eating honey. It's obviously a lot more expensive, and it doesn't really bake one-to-one substitute for white sugar in baked goods, but as you can see, I can eat lots of dry oatmeal with just honey. So I love honey. That is my favorite sweetener. Bees are amazing. Keith asks, does anyone else think they would be a lot further in life at their current age than they are now? And it depresses you to think that time will never be recovered. Keith, yes, of course, because society has told us that we must achieve and be productive because that is the way that capitalism runs. We are told to be in competition with each other, whether it be for money or social position or looks or anything else. And I'm speaking as someone who is currently trying to detach myself from this hamster wheel that we've been brainwashed to value. And I feel like if I can succeed more and more in doing that, I'll become a happier and happier person. And I don't mean happy in terms of like joyous and ecstatic, but I just mean happy in terms of not miserable. You can, obviously you can do anything if you want to, but it's probably not going to be good if we continue to torture ourselves over these arbitrary, abstract goals that we can't ever attain. This is the carrot stick that capitalism likes to dangle in front of our donkey faces. May we all run off and find a field of carrots that we can eat instead of chasing after this one stupid carrot that's rotten at its core. Hi Kelly, you have no idea what's going on. We're just chatting. I already shaved my head on the sides, so the exciting part of tonight's live is over, and I'm just talking to strangers, and my cat's going crazy in the background. That's why I switched the camera angle so you could see the crazies. Oh my god. Oh my god, Fred, what are you? Oh my god. Wow. Growing up, crying was considered a sign of weakness. That is so not true. Crying releases overwhelming emotions. Yeah, Julie, I agree. I used to be really embarrassed that I was an easy crier in college, and then I realized, like, this is just who I am. People have to deal with it, you know? Like, I'm gonna cry. Fred apparently is probably ringworm free. His test the culture was taken, and after 3 weeks there were no growths. So we're assuming that the ringworm is donezo, but the thing about ringworm is the spores can basically stay alive for over a year in all kinds of fabric and furniture and whatever we didn't clean exactly right. So there's always a chance of it coming back, but we're just going to keep an eye out on it, and we're going to live as if he is a healthy ringworm-free cat. I've been petting him without gloves. It's been amazing. He's been hopping on the bed in the morning to wake us up, to ask for food. His poopy little paws have been on my pillows. It's really disgusting, so I try very hard not to think about it, but he's adorable, so it's okay. Life. I don't go on bike rides. I don't really like to bike because I don't really know how to bike. I don't know how to turn on a bike, and New York City is a very, very scary place to bike. Aaron kind of just comforts me when I'm crying. He doesn't really cry unless he's like really pent up and there's something extremely frustrating or traumatizing going on. I feel like I could almost cry every other day, and Aaron cries like once every 2 decades. But yeah, I can bike if you put a gun to my head, but I can't really go up hills. I don't have the leg strength for that, and I don't know how to turn the bike on tight corners. Like, I can take a loop around an empty parking lot. Leaving the city would be good for my mental health. Sarah, do you mean forever or just for momentary? I mean, Phil, you don't really need a bike. But if you want to learn how to bike, you can always try it. Just wear a lot of padding and get ready to fall. Just mentally prepare yourself to be embarrassed, to be hurt, and to be very frustrated with yourself. And then you can probably do it. Also get a bike that's like shorter than you would ideally want, so that you could just like put both your feet down and stop the bike. That's what I get. I like to ride like kids' bikes. Or a tricycle. Tricycle could be nice. Yeah, Willie, my therapist did recommend that I take a walk in the morning. I think shifting my sleep could be very helpful. I think there's a lot of changes that I could be responsible enough to undertake in my life that I haven't undertaken because I lack the motivation to get better, which just feeds into a negative cycle of I'm going to stay miserable. And I realize that, and I'm trying to rationalize it out with myself because I'm not a kid anymore and nobody's going to make me go to bed. Oh my god, peanut butter bomba. I used to work at a restaurant. They used to have a fried cauliflower dish that used to have little pieces of bomba on the plate with chopped peanuts. It was delicious. I love bomba. It's like cheese doodles with peanut. If motivation is an issue, try making the steps smaller. Yeah, absolutely right. Lavender cig. That sounds intense. Yikes. Ooh, congrats on the new shoes and pepper spray, Cece. Kelly, I feel you on that. It's always that evil cycle. It happens from like 11:40 p.m. to 2 a.m. I'm just like doom scrolling. Jesse, are you gonna eat all 4 bags of cheese crunchies? What flavored oil did you try to make today, Cameron? Cece, Jesus Christ, where do you live? That does not sound safe. Keith, I think all of our worst fears revolve around dying and dying alone, honestly. It's terrifying, right? Which is why my proposal is please don't try to live as long as possible. Please just die before you lose the capacity to take care of yourself. Like nature intended. I don't know, maybe I'm just hateful of our modern developments, but I don't know why we think living to a ripe old age is a good thing. I don't know why we treasure old age so much. I understand some of us have no one, and I understand I currently live with Aaron, but there is no guarantee that Aaron will be here by my side when I die. There's not even any guarantee that Aaron will be here next month, next year. I think the realization is, yes, some of us have more than others, but at the end of it all, we will all have nothing. And so life is really just a journey of how soon we can come to peace with the fact that we will have nothing, and that in the end we will become nothing. And the more we struggle with coming to grips with the nothingness that is here all along, the more frightening existence will be. Because existence then will just be an eternal running away from the conclusion. That has always been here. The nothingness is actually the beginning and the end. We just try to do everything in between the beginning and the end to forget the nothingness. I don't know, just because you're 23 and you're not sure if you know what you want, I don't know if anybody knows what they want. Ooh, Nareen, a whole fish. That sounds delicious. I remember when my parents used to buy a whole fish and they would make this like fish soup, and the broth would be so milky looking, and then we would eat it with rice. We would just like pour that kind of fatty, creamy fish soup over rice, and it would be the most delicious thing ever. They would put little slivers of ginger in there, and maybe a little bit of scallion as well. Flavors, keep them simple, they're fucking amazing. I mean, if we're all getting older and we still don't know what we want, then maybe we just don't want anything, guys. And maybe that's okay to not want anything, because what does wanting things actually mean? And where did this desire to want things and to know what we want come from? Like, who told us we have to want things? Why do we have to want things? Why can't we just have what we have and live with what we live with and let that be that? Wanting means that you have not achieved it. Wanting means that you're currently always reaching for it. Wanting means that you're lacking for something. That seems like it's a positive thing to want something, but it's actually quite a torturous cycle to put yourself into. And then to torture yourself on top of not knowing what to torture yourself with, because you don't know what you want, well, that just seems silly, doesn't it? Yeah, it is totally societal pressures. We're constantly told that we have to achieve, that we have to be better than others. We're constantly told that we have to accumulate wealth and status. We're constantly told that we have to do self-improvement. We're constantly told that we have to prove how valuable we are to other people and to institutions. And for what? Yeah? For being treated with more dignity and respect, but like at the end of it all, does it actually make us more fulfilled, or does it just contribute to our own misery and to other people's miseries? It creates a competition when there doesn't really need to be one. And life really is all just a game. Could you show us how to make the fish soup? Literally wash the fish. If it's not too fresh, I would recommend getting obviously the freshest fish possible, but if it's not too fresh, my parents like to like wash it really well and then blanch it very quickly, just for like a hot second in boiling water. Dump that water out and then pour new water in, and then you add all of your aromatics, whatever you want. My parents went really simple with like ginger, salt, and you just boil it. You fish the fish out when it's tender and the soup is nice and creamy. Yeah, it makes you happy that your boss is praising you. Absolutely, because we live for validation. It does feel good when others appreciate us because we mistake that for love. And we need love because we feel really alone when we're not loved. And nobody wants to die alone, as we said earlier. So we take these validation and we ingest them and we interpret them for love. But it just hurts if you're working so hard for love that isn't actually love. And you make yourself vulnerable to other people and their reactions for feeding yourself with that love. I guess that's what we mean when we say self-love is important. But we also scoff at the idea of self-love because none of us have been taught how to manufacture self-love, how to give ourselves self-love. It's a strange concept, and it feels silly because our entire lives, society has told us, hey, you need outside validation to prove that you are worthy of existing. And you need to achieve these things so that other people can recognize you as being worthy of being loved. And if you don't achieve, you won't be loved. And if you don't achieve, you will be forgotten. And if you don't achieve, you will be abandoned and you will die alone. And of course, that's why we fear dying alone. I honestly don't know what self-love is. I find it very easy to hate myself. And I don't find it very easy to love myself. So maybe self-love for me right now is just trying to find peace with myself. I mean, you know, if we are headed to Handmaid's Tale, I'm just gonna say, eat all the fucking Doritos and cheese crunchies and peanut butter and just freaking die of happiness before that happens. Because my God, I really don't want to be in that world. Yeah, I do forgive myself for hating myself. I think this year has been a very long, drawn-out exercise in how to forgive myself. Now I just want to help myself be better, and not necessarily to attain any standards. Well, this is where things get tricky, guys. I want to help myself be better and be healthier, but my whole concept of what better and healthier is still tied up with societally brainwashed values. So how do I separate attaining health for myself from what society has taught me what health is? I think I feel the most self-loathing when I'm constantly comparing myself to myself. And maybe this is why it's important to be more mindful of right now. Because my self-loathing increases when I compare myself to what I imagined to be a better self in the past. And so I travel back in time to a self that no longer exists, to a self that is already dead. And I mourn for that self over and over again until I make my current self feel inadequate and shitty. But my current self is the one that I have to live with. My current self is the one that's here. So I guess the task at hand is how to make myself accept the now. You stop listening to the critical voices, including your own. But what if I am actually being a bitch? Then is it wrong to listen to my critical voice that tells me, June, you're being a bitch, back off? Yeah, perfectionism really is a symptom of something else, huh, Eliza? Liz, why do you think your past self was better? I think also this year, a lot of my current anger with myself has a lot to do with my disordered eating and body image issues too. I find that when I have a lot of issues with how I look, I become more depressed and more disappointed. And it's a control issue, as with a lot of eating disorders. But I think also this past year, I've also just been struggling with aging, and as much as I'd like to believe that I can work towards a self that doesn't hold on to these societally approved metrics of better or worse, it does still make me very sad to see how much I've aged in the past year. And it just makes me feel really broken in a way. And especially combined with seeing my face everywhere, not only on videos that I make for work, but also on Zoom and all of that, it's really hard to see that comparison of what I was a year ago to what I am now. Just like really tired, really worn. Yeah, I know my current self isn't bad. I think I am just mourning for the past self, though. So maybe I'll just give myself some time to mourn, and maybe I can let it go. Eliza says the perfectionism is from trying to fight our own inability to be seen as equals among our peers in society or in either culture that we identify with. It's tiring. It's possible. Although I really don't want to be seen as an equal. I don't want to be seen as an equal to most people in this society. That's kind of I don't know, doesn't feel like a good thing. Student project, hello. I shaved my head on the sides today. That's what's up. Do you know how you want to be seen? I guess like this. I want to be seen at my most broken, so that there is no false advertisement of who I am. I don't want people to have a veneer image of who I am. I want to be able to present the most insecure version of myself, the most crazy version of myself, the weirdest version of myself, the most abnormal version of myself, and still have people who go, that's cool, I can vibe with that, I can identify with that, I can appreciate that. Eliza, I don't know if if that means that I've never had to prove myself that I really deserve to be where you were. Again, I don't know what it means to deserve something. I don't think any of us deserves anything. I think the fact that some of us feel like we deserve something is part of the problem. But I think that's also oversimplifying what it means to deserve anything in life. It's very complicated for me. Because I don't really value human life more than I value any other aspect of our world. And I feel like our concentration on valuing human life over the environment or over other species is detrimental and egotistical. So I don't really have a clear answer. I mean, it's fine. That's the problem with words, right? Like, they're all loaded. If you dissect them, they're all loaded and they're all faulty. Words only go so far to signify what they actually are standing in for. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz, the little man behind the curtain. Words look a lot more real than they are. Thoughts feel a lot more real than they are. Feelings hide other things that we don't quite know what they are yet. And it's just like all this game of like, what is it through the fog? Bye, Cece. Say hi to your cats for me. Student project, I feel sad every day. It's not just today. Are you new here? Girl. Yeah, Jen, you're absolutely right. I don't feel a greater motivation for doing stuff for my own life. I think I get way more drive and meaning out of movements of which I can be a part of. I don't really value any individual action that I can do for myself, but that becomes detrimental for me too if I don't know how to take care of myself. I think there's a whole idea, I think I said before on a live that we absorb the shock from other people, even people we don't know, into our own bodies. And maybe what I need to do is to kind of tip that idea 180 degrees and say that the way that I treat myself affects how I view the world as well. And maybe once I can actually fully realize that and accept that, I can start to treat myself better, because treating myself better would in fact mean that I'm treating the world better, and we're potentially making the world a better place in a very abstract sense. In the sense that I would make myself feel better and that my world view would become more content. This binary that we've created of selfless versus selfish, really misleading, I'm finding out. Really misleading. We've always kind of taught this idea that selfishness is bad and that selflessness is altruistic and noble, but what are they really? Because that in itself creates a divide between one person and the rest of society. And that's pretty much a false illusion, I feel like. So if we can be selfish, maybe a true selfishness that is wholesome is actually selfless. I have gotten tarot cards read. I have a friend, Abe, he really knows how to read those cards. I had some very accurate, eerily accurate readings. They were kind of creepy. Eliza, you said that doesn't work with self-care. Where does that lie between the two? Self-care? Self-care, I think, is us realizing that the boundary between selfless and selfish is an illusion. And I think we've created a word called self-care to denote something that we should have been doing all along. And self-care is only a necessary term because we've created this false dichotomy of selfless and selfish. We don't need the word self-care if we didn't have selfless and selfish. We would just need no word for it. It would just be normal to perform self-care. I don't watch The Real Housewives. Is that where that term came out of? That's hilarious. Fredo. Hi, Fred. Hey, buddy. Do you like looking at yourself in the mirror, bud? Aaron, people are saying hi.
Hello, people.
I don't think he wants to be picked up right now. I think he wants food. Where's the line between self-care and being selfish? I think that's for you to decide. Nobody else can decide that for you.
Nope.
I think if you're feeling like you're being selfish, you feel guilty.
Would you like one of these now?
No, I had so many. Thank you.
Yes. I'm surprised how much you like these.
I do like them a lot. Why did I shave my head? Why don't you shave your head ever? It's so fun. You do drastic things to make yourself feel something, you know? Kitty. Come back, Kitty. I think the hardest part of this year and what has made us all feel so adrift and unmoored is we realize we need to redefine a lot of shit, right? Like a lot of terms have been wrong, a lot of concepts have been wrong, a lot of institutions have been wrong, and nothing is really trustworthy. And we've had to like do a whole lot of rethinking of what it actually means to say these things and what it actually means to participate in a society that doesn't seem to value many people.
Would you say that we live in a society, Jim?
We live in a society, guys, and it sucks. Growing out shaved sides is very problematic. They look so awkward and I constantly feel like I have to redo them. We'll see. We are constantly alone and connected. Yeah. The abandoned rural villages of Japan is waiting for us. Yes, Melody. Let's go. I'm ready. Take me there.
You're not being serious. You wouldn't actually move to an abandoned rural village.
Why not? Why not?
I just know you wouldn't.
Why not?
Don't lie to your audience, June. Would you actually move to an abandoned rural village in Japan right now?
If people are willing to go with me and start something. Like I just said, I like being part of a group. I don't want to be a leader. I want to be part of a group. I want to be a group of leaders.
308 people right now.
Not bad.
I've used their leader.
I don't think they're here for me to be the leader. I think they're here to commiserate with me. I mean, like it or not, we're still going to be in a society. We're humans. We'll keep making the same mistakes.
If you're alone, is that a society of one? Or is there no society?
Depends on how unmoored you are. Fred is our leader. Yep. There are no snacks in abandoned villages in Japan. Fred, what are you doing?
There's
baby?
7-Elevens, there's vending machines. It's Japan. There's always those. Even ghost towns with nobody who's been living in it for generations have operating 7-Elevens.
Phil, how do you pronounce that village? Gitwingsk. Man, that's a rough
Gitwingskul?
one.
I
Yeah.
love Gitwingskul. I've been to Gitwingskul many times.
Hello, QQ. Fred is there. There he is.
What hot sauce should I put on
Our
the crispy
fearless
rice?
leader. What hot sauce?
Mm.
The South African ones. Open a new
South
one.
African. I think they're in here, right?
You want to be the leader, be the leader. There is no group of leaders. It is either leader or followers.
And as Kanye says, well, never mind.
Can we go to the Isle of Lost Dogs in Costa Rica first? Sure. Who's funding all of these trips? It ain't me, guys. I just gave away 40% of my money to taxes.
That was very nice of you.
I know, right? What a dumb ass. You don't want me for a leader. You want somebody who doesn't pay taxes.
Now that people know your tax bracket, they can figure out your income range, June.
Cool. Figure
Okay.
it out. Yeah. If anybody wants to put in the work to
But
figure
if
out my...
if people realize you're making $1.3 million a year, they won't donate to you anymore.
Okay. I wish that were the case. I wouldn't need donations. And I wouldn't need trash cats. Right, Fred? I put you back in the trash. Put you back in the trash. Back
Should
in the
oatmeal
trash.
smell like burning plastic?
Burning plastic. Did you have plastic?
I don't know. I don't think I put plastic in there. Okay. Oh, yeah, let me show the camera. I forgot. There's people watching and this is vaguely food content. This is African Dream habanero fermented, or habanasco fermented habanero. It is a promo thing that June got. It supports African wildlife. A portion of the proceeds from each bottle purchase donated to organizations for African wildlife conservation. And it's fermented habanero, chilies, vinegar, salt. That's it. Yeah. I'm putting it on these crispy rice snacks. Very layered crispy rice snacks that I got
Fred, you are
from
such
the
a good boy.
Chinese supermarket.
You're such a good boy. Whoa, you're gonna step over him. We love Fred.
Fred loves to get stuff done.
We love Fred. Fred, we love you so much.
He's okay.
Oh, you love him. You love him too much.
Yes.
You let him walk all over the bed.
Yes, I turned around actually just like an hour ago and he was standing there on the bed grooming himself.
Seriously?
Yes.
Fred, poopy paws. No poopy paws on my bed. What kind of rice cakes you want to make, Gigi? Ooh, check it out. It's the Butthole Show.
Here we go.
Nice. Aaron, what did you have for dinner?
I didn't really get
I-
much. This one's for you. It's all rice.
I'm good for now.
Okay.
I had dry oatmeal, a lot of it, and then I had a lot of cheese and very unbalanced. I didn't bake the taro yet. Maybe we can do it. Oh, guys, tomorrow I have to get my shot, and then I have a cooking class with a university again at 7, so I might not be on tomorrow.
Is that open to the public?
Not open to the public. It's for Long Island University. And I still don't know what they're paying me yet. So who knows? All right, friend? Kiss me, friend. Kiss me. Kiss me. I've had South Indian dosa, yeah. Oh my god, he doesn't want to kiss me today. His fur is so soft right here because it was all ringwormy and now he had to grow out new fur and it's all soft new fur.
Dropped a rice cake.
Do you want a rice cake?
You into it, Fred?
Oh! Stepped right on it.
That was funny. You tried picking up and he was like, no.
Ow! You're just swatting at my hand, buddy. Why are you swatting at my hand? Oh, he's having fun playing with it, though. He doesn't want to eat it.
Play with the rice paper. Okay, this is spicier than I expected. I love it.
Yeah, I heard that the second shot can be very brutal. I'm prepared. We just trimmed his claws a little while ago, so it's not that bad. Aaron, we're gonna have a lot of rice cakes to clean up. Oh my god.
Yeah, but the important thing is he's having fun.
Okay, yes. He chases laser pointers sometimes when he buys into the illusion that it's not something coming out of my hand, and then when he gets really smart for the night, he'll realize that it's coming out of my hand, and he'll look at me really disappointed. And he'll stop. I guess I'll clean this up.
Ordered rice cake already? Now he's behind the mirror.
Oh my god, he salivated all
it.
over it.
I dropped it. You had your chance, Fred.
Rotate your arms frequently. Interesting.
Rotate?
Yeah,
What?
after the second shot.
Oh, they didn't tell me that. They just sent me on my merry way.
Massage where they inject? Oh my god. You're sorely mistaken if you think I'm going to treat myself to a massage. The first Moderna shot that I got was kind of achy. Like the second day, I could move my arm, but it really hurt to move my arm. Do not massage where they inject. Internet, get yourself together. Which one is it? Don't give me fake news.
Just compromise. Massage a little bit where they inject.
Aaron,
Yeah,
you sound like you're eating very crunchies.
I am.
Do you like my hair? Do you like the sprout on top?
It's very cool. You're very cool, dude.
That's all I ever want to be.
Yes, you're a cool man.
I've also been told that I would make for a very attractive man. And when I have very short hair, I've been called a sir. Do you think I would make a very attractive man?
Is this a trick question?
No. I'm asking.
I think you're beautiful, June.
Are we trying to get rid of Kylar? What's going on with Kylar?
What did he do? What's the drama? I love drama.
Not sure.
Can you guys start more drama in June's chat just for fun?
Go ahead, start more drama, I dare you. Oh god, yeah, I don't want to increase the pain. Thank you, nurse sister.
Sister nurse.
Sister nurse. Guys, it's been 2 hours. Here's Fred again. Oh my gosh. He keeps going behind the mirror for some reason.
It's safe behind me.
Thank you so much for joining and watching me wash and not wash. Oh my god. Cut my hair. And thank you for being my therapist. And I hope that I survive the shot. And I hope you guys survive tomorrow too. Be kind to yourselves.